All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back. My name is Ian. It's great to see you again. Today, we will continue talking about some conversational techniques, and we'll cover three different components: the conversational cycle, the concept of presence, and finally, some different gestures that you can use to make yourself more powerful and authoritative in front of a classroom or in front of a speech with your colleagues. So, the first thing I want to share is called the conversational cycle or the cycle of conversation. This is a tidbit that I picked up while listening to the Art of Charm podcast. And it talks about three different components that make for a very engaging conversationalist: questions, listening, and a statement. I think all three are essential to having very productive and engaging and great conversations that people will remember and people will appreciate you for. Why do I think that all three are important? Well, if we take out the listening aspect of the conversational cycle, then all we have are questions and statements. Essentially, what it means is that if you're not listening to what the other person is saying, you are just asking a question and then forming a statement in your head. As one of the quotes behind me says by a man named Simon Sinek, there's a big difference between listening and waiting for your turn to speak. For example, so what do you think about the current coronavirus situation? Or do you feel concerned? Well, while there's definitely a lot of real pain and problems that are associated with this current pandemic, I'm not personally too concerned. I think that hopefully things will relax in the summer. My favorite place to eat lunch is Kimbap Dada because I like to order the sundu buchige. He didn't listen to a single thing that his conversational partner said. He just asked a question, but then launched right into his own statement. So without any listening, it's just not going to be a very solid conversation. You know, when I was younger, my dad always used to tell me how he would play a subtle game with people in which he would try not to share anything about himself until he learned more about the other person. He would try to drag it out and he would try to ask people lots of different questions and he would listen very intently. While this is definitely better than the first option here, when you're just listening and asking different questions, this is not a conversation. This is an interrogation because you are not contributing anything to the conversation as a conversational partner. Sure, I think that it's important to listen more than you speak to be a good conversationalist, but if you're not offering any of your own opinions or insights or comments, then you're really not much different than a police officer who is interrogating a suspect about a crime. Where were you on the night of December 7th, 2017? What were you wearing? Oh, what did you do after you left the party? Whoa, were you dating anybody at the time? Oh, what was her name? Oh, was she more pretty than me? It can be very off putting to feel like you're being interrogated by somebody. What about if you ignore the question aspect? Yeah, I'll just listen to what someone else says and then I will offer a statement. Well, without a question to spur someone to talk or to provide a response, you just have a dead conversation. Yeah, today's weather is really, really nice, huh? Yeah, today's weather's good. Yeah, totally. Questions are the springboard to help us get into the meat of a conversation. So, statement plus listening, you have a dead conversation. So, I think that to make a excellent conversationalist, you really have to incorporate all three components. You ask somebody a question, you listen very actively to what they have to say, and then you offer some kind of comment or statement that relates to what the person said. So, what do you do for work? Oh, I'm actually a realtor. I sell homes. Oh, really? My mom's a realtor too. What kinds of real estate do you often sell the most?